On this episode of Mighty Car Mods, we're going to see what kind of power this STI wagon makes on the dyno.
And most importantly, this chrome garbage is going exactly where it belongs, in the bin.
Welcome to another episode of Mighty Car Mods. If you've been following the build, this is our STI wagon that we used a crashed STI to convert into a Levorg, which he called a grovel, which now is an awesome, basically stock car, but the front still looks like trash.
Now the front looks like absolute garbage, but good news, I've managed to get the stuff off the front of the crashed STI painted, plus from the wreckers, we've managed to get some side skirts off a black one, which hopefully should fit. Martin, do you want to demonstrate what come over here for a second and let's show you what the problem was with the other ones.
Although the Subaru Impreza, WRX, STI and Levorg are all marketed as different things, they are based on the same platform, which means there's a good chance lots of the parts will be interchangeable.
So these two side skirts, if you look at them, they actually look pretty much exactly the same, but there is a fundamental difference, which is the chunkiness on the front of this STI one. So on the grovel one here, you can see it just kind of winds to the side and goes back. The STI one has a much more aggressive angle. So when you've got the STI guards on there, which are on there, and you try and put the grovel one on there, it just doesn't do. So when that one there goes also where it belongs, in the bin.
You know what's awesome about this as well? Your black STI, your fancy black STI, is the same colour as a Levorg.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just the same.
So that there you can see, even on the hoist, see that bit actually hooks in now and follows the line of that guard.
That's so much better.
It just makes the whole thing look a whole lot fatter.
That's so good.
And then potentially, depending on what Marty wants in terms of his usability or not, I don't know how low it's going to be, coilovers, all that kind of stuff, or whether it's going to run a lip kit, but that already makes it look a whole lot fatter. And it does have this mad little kind of wings on the side.
It's got that big extra little flappy bit. I didn't notice that before, but once it's on the car,
that doesn't have. It just kind of makes it look a bit wider and a little bit lower. So we've got those to go on, plus we've got the STI front bar, which is now painted black. So I reckon let's get the skirts done first, and then save the exciting bit for last, and then get to the dyno. Do you remember, Marty, a few years ago when I had my Forester and the Australian ones had that disgusting chrome grille?
Yes.
And then Japan has the mad black one. Well, look at the difference, people. You've got grovel and you've got STI.
Yep.
And if you wanted to have a drag race, Martin, you could go next to me over here. Are you ready?
Baps. Yeah, you're still going because you've still got this CVT. You're still waiting for it to happen.
Disgusting.
I don't reckon this costs Subaru much more to make this once you're in a bumper bar mold. You know what I mean? Like, this is a styling decision. It's a, different car spec decision, isn't it? But it just looks cool.
It looks way better. Here's the thing. On more aggressive cars, usually what manufacturers do is invert the mouth. So you can see, and this is case in point. So what they do is, on their POV spec ones, is they do the larger part of the grille is at the top and it goes down to the bottom.
With a happy
And on
smile.
the other side, you'll see that it's smaller at the top and larger on the bottom. And you see the same kind of thing with Volkswagen. So it's a styling decision to flip the mouth. You go from a smile to a frown, and that's a common thing you see.
And you don't have to do a handstand.
Handstand.
Which is normally how you flip the mouth. Do you know what I mean?
No. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Interestingly,
it sounds rude.
so people, the reason as well that this stuff is all the same, why is it all the same? We touched on it in other episodes. Subaru's global platform, whatever. This is all the same for lots of reasons, not just because they want to make it, easier with molds at the factory. It's also like safety, engineering, compliance, all sorts of stuff. It's the same car.
Yeah.
To make it the same car, with all their engineering diagrams and stuff they've got to get through, they've got to be able to show that it's the same. So they know the plastic crush rating of here is the same as there, which is the same as this. The deflection if you hit someone, all that stuff comes into it, which is one of the reasons they do this.
Because you want to comply one car or one style, one category of car, rather than 100 different variations that are all slightly different. Do our fog lights go in here, or does it have these kind of grilly covers that go over that?
I don't think it has them.
Okay. So
I think you just put them on.
Just goes in there.
Yeah, I
Oh
believe
man,
so.
it looks so much better.
I think you can get ones of these with fog lights, like on a different spec car. I'm not really sure, but I'm so happy with that anyway. I don't really need it.
Martin, let's build it up and then put it in. There's actually a lot of complexity into putting in just this one piece. There can be hundreds of pieces. When Marty and I were, one of the clips didn't go in back here, mate.
Yeah. I would get fired from the factory for that.
When Marty and I were over in the Ford factory in Germany, we got to assemble the bumper for our own car, which was pretty awesome. It was incredibly complex and slow for us because we'd never worked in a car factory before. Click up there and check it out. People were laughing at us because it was taking us longer than it took them. But it is complex. Someone has to design all this stuff. Are you an industrial designer? Well done. It's easy for people to go, that car looks shit, that car looks good. Someone's actually got to make it function and be to a price point and then look good. That looks good. That doesn't. Did you design that? Well done. Did you design this? Not good.
If anyone, have a bit of a read up on plastic injection moulding. The moulds, like the big metal moulds that you need to then inject the hot plastic into, weigh tons and tons, and they're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So even though you might go, why didn't they just change that bumper bar? There's a reason, like that's the Levorg bar, STI bar, WRX bar. That's it, because each mould be hundreds of thousands of dollars, which if you're pumping out 100,000 cars is not a big deal, but still, you got to make it all, and you got to find room for that in your big Subaru factory.
Like most modern cars, there isn't much holding the bumper bar on in terms of nuts and bolts. It mostly clips into the bumper reinforcement and where it connects to the guards. This probably saved them 85 seconds at the factory per car, which added up to millions of dollars of efficiency improvements. Next up, we're reinstalling the black caps that go over the front headlight water sprayers. Although the bonnets look the same, the intercoolers on the engines are different, so we're going to see if we can swap over the ducting that feeds them cold air.
I'm not actually sure if this is the same as the Levorg, but it's certainly got a way bigger opening for getting airflow in. So let's take it over and see if we can make it fit. The moment of truth. That works. Look at that. And now it's the right size for the top mount. That's awesome, man.
Subaru has been using top-mount intercoolers on their EJs for nearly 3 decades. The bonnet scoop has been an iconic signature of the WRX and many of the other vehicles that have followed since. And upgraded top-mount intercoolers seem to work pretty well for mild to moderate power increases.
All right, so the front is STI, the side skirts are STI. The back is still bog stock Levorg because the back is not STI, and STI stuff off a sedan won't fit it. So you can't just go and buy Levorg bits. You can't just go buy STI bits and hope that it's going to fit the whole car. So
the front's fat.
It's
so fat. And I like your little rack thing up there. I know in Europe, people use them for skiing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I know some people also just put them on because they think it looks cool. But it actually is functional, and I think it kind of looks cool.
It's got like 400 and something litres of space.
Yeah.
And also, like, you know, if you're going from like a dual cab ute type situation where you can put stuff, like you can put dirtier stuff in there.
Yes.
Messy, dirty, whatever. You can't put heaps of weight because it's like, you know, 50 or 75 kilo limit.
Yeah.
But super easy to do. And these roof racks, exactly the same as a base model Impreza.
Yeah, okay.
Which is where I got them second hand for like $50.
Yeah, nice.
So very happy with how that turned out. And it's a bit of a wagon vibe going on. Oh, the front looks brilliant.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Yes.
Look, it needs a bit of a clean up and everything, but first we want to make sure that it actually works. So now that all of that stuff is done, we're going to head down to Haltech, throw it on the dyno, and get some numbers. What do you got?
There's one last thing.
What is it?
There's one last thing. I just did something. There comes time in a man's life where you just need to lean into some things.
Okay.
You need to like take a step, think about, you know, the situation, think about what everything means. You know, there's people talk about this stuff for a reason.
You're talking about a whole lot of bullshit is all I'm hearing.
I'm really not. I'm talking about just, I think it's the right thing to do. Did you just read it?
That's great. Head gasket!
Yeah, dude. So appropriate for a Subaru. Head gasket!
That's great. Well done, Martin. That's really good. Head gasket. I'm going to put it on.
But to most, that's what I love about it is to most people, it's just like HD, he's born in 1995 and he's going out with someone called KT.
And he wants to eat a Kit Kat.
Exactly.
No, it's head gasket. That's excellent, Martin. Good job. And black looks cool. Black plates. That's sweet.
Love it. Dyno time. down at Haltech with Scott, also known as Tuning Fork. Absolute legend. Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, bro.
Thank you for accepting my Subaru to your dyno. I know how you feel about Subarus. I know, like me though, they can be nice to drive. Can we agree on that?
To be fair, they are, and to be fair, I did do a video the other day with Haltech stripping one down.
Oh yeah?
To pull it all apart and see everything works.
Did it have a blown head gasket?
It had shootout camshafts, which is really weird.
Okay.
But I didn't pull it apart to rebuild. I pulled it apart to simply look at it and show, oh, this is how it all works, and sort of show why these engines are so nice,
an
beautiful,
acquired taste.
why they're an acquired taste.
Yep.
Cute little crankshafts, little half blocky sort of things. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. So since the last time you saw it, we have dynoed it. We brought it down when it was a 1.6 litre direct injected CVT boring box.
It wasn't horrible. Like, I know it only had 100 kilowatts. It wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
It was that would be a really nice car to putt around in with your kids or whatever.
I mean, it's not horrible to like when you eat a taco that tastes really good, but then you spend the next week on the toilet. That kind of not that horrible.
Yeah, it's still a taco, so yeah.
Anyway, since then, full 6-speed manual swap. EJ25. It is basically now a 2018 STI.
I'm shocked and amazed at the amount of work that's been put
It was
into this car.
heaps.
Sensational.
Yes.
Like, awesome looking car though.
Yeah, it is now. I think so.
Even then, but now it's got all the good stuff in the good looking car.
But Subaru never made it. That's what we can't work out. So what I'm hoping to do, it's basically stock. Even the mufflers are actually Levorg mufflers, which potentially might flow slightly less than an STI muffler. We're going to change the exhaust.
How did that bolt up?
It bolts up. It's all the same.
It's
The
outrageous.
STI, you can put the entire STI exhaust in, except the twin tips don't fit in the bar, but you could bolt them on. But the Levorg ones bolt to the rest of the STI system, so it's all STI right to the back, and then it changes to Levorg. But the mufflers look the same, they just have different tips. That's the only performance thing I can think of that might have an effect. Otherwise, my guess, 160.
All right, so this was, that's what we had. 100 kilowatts at the wheels.
Yep.
Basing this on a high-powered, a lot earlier model, 06, 07, like that sort of era, 145 kilowatts.
Well, let's see.
All right, straight into it. We don't need to worry about loading up the CVT this time. Mixtures are coming up. Temperature, the gearbox temperature, everything's coming up. Let's warm it up properly. It might do something where it's not happy.
We also have the sport sharp stuff as well. As long as we dyno it in the same mode.
All right.
Going for it, it's time.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm full throttle. Cross your fingers.
Head gasket.
Go. No. Oh my.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, there you go. Hey, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all.
Oh my.
That's heaps better than I thought.
Dude.
I thought 160. It's all the center dip's all pissed off,
That's
isn't it?
okay. That's all right. Jeez, didn't I undersell it?
That's great.
Wow. All right, but you know the rules.
Oh yeah, back-to-backs.
We're going to do some back-to-backs.
Sure.
Reference run and last run.
I mean, it looks pretty good, right? It goes super rich, does it?
Mate, even Subaru know they've got to throw fuel in it to keep them alive. So
Give me one piece.
It does. We'll give it a few more runs and just see how we're going. But yeah, so we're measuring on the LSU 4.9 oxygen sensor.
Yeah.
We're measuring nearly 10 O's at the top end, and we're measuring 10 50s all the way through the mid-range.
Pretty fat.
That should smell like your old RX-7.
What are you trying to say?
Admittedly, it's got cats and everything in it, so I can smell the cats working.
Beautiful. The cats or it's the center dips that's cooked.
You know
I can't
what?
work it out.
It's aggressive pulling through the gears.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot more power than what it used to make, isn't it?
Buckets.
Yeah.
Up, full throttle. 1, 2, 3, let it rip.
Be consistent.
Picked up a bit.
Great. That's good news.
You'd be rolling for another run, wouldn't you? Yeah, look. Oh, what, you can't do 3 runs in a row?
I want to keep the head gaskets in it. Hey, that's the exact same power as my 2-door STI.
Well, we're doing another
half
run.
a litre more.
We're doing another run because whether you've been beating on this on the street or not, or whether we've got some adaptive knock control happening where it keeps pumping timing into it.
Yep.
Not my head gaskets. It's
Not
going
your head
in.
gaskets.
might be. Look at the dwarfing.
Got to be happy with that.
See the run down? Look at the run down below. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Dude,
So that's what it used to make.
you picked up 100 kilowatts of the wheels basically everywhere. So it did make 90 kilowatts. Now it's making 180 kilowatts of the wheels.
Wow.
But the grunt of it here, at 90 k's an hour, it had 55 kilowatts. It's now got 105. This thing is making a flat 15 pounds of boost everywhere, or 1 bar.
Cool.
180 kilowatts at the wheels. Yeah, like you say, I'm sure that people will be able to point out exactly how much power they make. I don't have enough experience with them, but I'd be...
Seems pretty good.
As a Mitsubishi fan, I really hope that this guy had this car reflashed before he binned it. The mixtures... The mixtures are keen for a factory
So if you were tuning this, so we plug a Haltech into this right now.
Yeah.
18 pounds, a little bit, tweak the mixtures.
I probably
be
wouldn't be
conservative on the timing, or less boost, more boost, less timing with EJs is my understanding.
I reckon with this, the mixtures on that, so that's pretty much 10-0 the whole pull.
That's super fat.
So I'm thinking I'd be up at 11-0 because of the style of engine it is, and just being a little bit cautious.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was something else on that much power, I'd be at 1250s or 1280s or something.
Cool. Good to know. Well, hopefully we might see you back for a bit of that action, hopefully in the near future.
Mate, it's this thing.
Fun.
This is a killer, and it feels so comfortable
It's
and
so
nice
good.
in here.
It's great, man. Such a cool car. Well, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it as
thanks
always.
For, mate, thanks for coming. Let's unstrap
You
her.
can't even tell it's on. It's that quiet.
It's sensational.
We should take the front wheel chocks off.
I am so happy with that result, but this thing is way too quiet and sounds a little bit like this. We're going to install an Invidia Q300 catback exhaust. It's made from stainless steel, has single tip mufflers to suit the Levorg bumper bar, and won't wake the dead in terms of volume. It's a good compromise between stock, which is basically silent, and a straight pipe. This is something you can easily install at home and is really fun to do. And we've had good results with this specific kind of system over the years. All we have to do is yank the old mufflers out of their hangers and throw them in the recycle bin so they can be turned into a Honda. Then it's just a step-by-step of installing each piece of the system into place, leaving all the fasteners loose so that once we've wrangled it into position, it can all be tightened up. It's an excellent improvement in sound, which should also unlock a little bit of power as a bonus. Here's what it sounded like half an hour ago. And here is what it sounds like now. With the exhaust on, it makes all the right noises. Now we have to see how it will drive. In case you couldn't already tell, I am loving this car. It ticks so many boxes for me. But the most important box is the manual one, because in a world of slush box autos, a manual unlocks a level of driving purity that only those who've experienced it will understand. The question is, can this Subaru deliver on its promise of a high-performance vehicle? We've come to the wet skid pan at Sydney Motorsport Park to try and find out.
So, should we give it a go, Martin?
Let's just try. I've got my diff in what I think will work for making it do some skids. Oh yes!
Oh yes!
Oh yes!
Oh dude, that is so good.
Yeah, dude, it loves it.
Yeah!
Oh, this is sick.
That's unreal.
Yeah, man. Oh
dude.
wow! Oh wow! I've never had a Subaru that does this before.
Dude, that
oh my
is so
god!
good.
This is excellent. Oh, dude,
Far out. That is amazing.
I'm shocked.
That is amazing.
It
More.
holds.
lights, dude. What is going on? Oh, too much. Dude, that is the only thing we need now is a driver mod to actually make it skid.
Yeah, no, I'll have a go in a minute.
Oh, dude. This is excellent.
That's great.
Excellent.
Well, Martin, well done.
Thank you, mate.
And now we've kind of got a car that's sort of stock-ish. And now we start the journey from this level.
It's so fun.
Because now it's actually time to start modifying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
There's a bunch of cool stuff to do.
more or less stock with an exhaust, but stock power. That's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, holding on to it, that's great.
Oh yeah, man! Yeah! Yeah! Oh, that's so good!
I've never experienced that in a car before.
Always wanted to pirouette a Subaru.
I'm not going to drive it, you know why? I really want to, I'm not going to. This is his moment.
Holy
And
shit!
I'm not going to drive it, man. No, because this is your moment. This is your thing. And that's your thing, Martin. You enjoy it. Thanks,
for your
Martin.
help, man.
See you, everybody.
Thanks for making the dreams
See you on the next episode of Mighty Car
It
Mods.
pirouettes, dude.
I know.
It's a Subaru that does that.
I've never experienced that before. I've never experienced just sitting on the spot spinning. And see you next time.
I will take you.
And gasket!
Push the pedal down.